So I think we can already start, and then if someone will join, they will join, or they will see the video after. So hello everyone again. Let me introduce myself. My name is Diana Scott. I'm the president of International Coaches Union Association. This is the association based in Luxembourg, and that is committed to the growth and evolution of professionals in coaching and training domain. So our passion is to develop coaching as industry, to develop coaching professionals. And of course, we believe that we cannot only just transform individuals, but reshape the future of industry and society at large. And today I'm so happy and delighted because we are starting our season of professional trainings for coaches and trainers. And we're starting with a great masterclass about high-performance coaching workshop. And this masterclass is going to be held by one of our master trainer of International Coaches Union Association, PhD, Dr. Michael Williams, who is based in America, but we expect that he will come to Luxembourg, to Europe next year. So you can follow him or follow us, and we will be happy to see you all together. And today we're going to dive into the topics of leadership, culture, changes, and lots of other topics that Dr. Williams will share during his masterclass. Thank you again for joining us, and let's together embark on this journey of growth, enlightenment, and don't forget to share your feedbacks, reviews, write questions in the chat, and by the end of the meeting, we will try to answer them. In case if we cannot answer all of the questions, we will answer them through email, or we will use them in our publications in social media to answer. So, we're ready to start.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Michael Williams, and I am speaking to you from America. It is 10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock in the morning, my time. That's my phone. It is at different times in the world, so I value and appreciate everybody either getting up or staying up to be able to participate today. First of all, can everyone hear me? Good. Can everyone hear me? Good. Okay. So today, it's a privilege to be able to be the first in the Masterclass series for Master Trainers. I believe that the presentation that I have for you today will be very different than many of you have seen before, in that many of my colleagues on the presentation today are psychologists, psychoanalysts, psychiatrists, a variety of mental health professionals, and I begin that way because as a dean of a school of business and management in the United States, as well as a practicing mental health professional as a psychoanalyst, the intersection between business management and psychology and psychoanalytics is central to my coaching, my publications, and my speaking. So my bias will come out very clearly today of how I orient my practice. So let me bring you through the agenda today. I think you'll find it dynamic and informative, and we'll go from there. Diana, one more check. Can you hear me okay? Perfect. Here we go. Very good. The presentation, I've decided to do a little bit things a little different because I'm the first master coach to present. I have a little bit of freedom. Michael may or may not agree, but I'm going to have to take a little bit of freedom with today's presentation. First of all, I'm going to frame this in what's called the hermeneutic spiral, very simple philosophic orientation. And there are 4 domains of the presentation. The first is I want to give a little bit of update on the coaching industry in general to give you a sense of where the industry is, briefly. Also, I'm going to share with you my coaching practice, the orientations and approaches I use, which are purely mine and biased to me. They do not have to be other people's. The third is the actual topic material for today, which is transference, resistance, and repetition compulsion, which, as everyone on the presentation knows, these are rooted in Freudian and Spotnitzian psychoanalysis. So I don't want anybody to be pushed off by that, because they are central to the coaching experience and manifest to coaches every single time we work. And the last is a Q&A. So let's move forward. We begin with this notion, this idea of the hermeneutic spiral. And this idea refers to the idea that by one's understanding of the whole is established by its individual parts, and the understanding of each part increases the whole. This is a very simple idea. However, as coachees come to us as coaches, they typically come to us with fragments, thematic fragments of what they think, what they believe, what they want, and oftentimes they may not even be accurate. They may not know what they're talking about, or they may be telling you something that frankly isn't true. So the idea of this fragmentation that presents to us, many coaches will begin to talk and engage, and I do the opposite, and I'll show you why. So the idea of the understanding of the parts increases the whole, and the whole increases the understanding of the parts. So this intercourse between this theory and practice is a critical frame for my own practice. So let's go into this a little bit. This is the first domain about the coaching industry. And I wanted to, I have an article that's posted on the ICU website now that talks a little bit about this, but some high-level information. As you can tell, and you know, coaching has grown exponentially over the past decade. There are multiple types of coaching that have emerged as occupational choices. This is unfortunately a very serious problem, because you have several types of coaching. Look at these and see if they make any sense to you. Somebody can go on the internet and say they're an intuitive spiritual life coach. I personally have no idea what that is. There's wellness coaches, transformative coaches, holistic coaches, mindful coaches, laissez-faire coaches, vision coaches, bureaucratic coaches. I pulled these typical from the literature. I personally don't understand what any of them are, but unfortunately, these and other types of coachings are predicated on belief systems. They employ mystical and magical thinking. They have pseudoscience that supports them, and they're really fads to attract and coach and retain clients. That's why the power and potential in the ICU and the ICU standards are an exemplar in the industry. So the idea of these things, frankly, make no sense, and frankly, they make our practice difficult. The idea without professional and ethical operating standards like the ICU has regarding coaching types, the public becomes confused, occupationally suspicious, and our reputations are damaged. Now, you may or may not agree with me. However, the ICU certifications, one of the reasons I am such a supporter of ICU and all the work that Diana and Michael, others have done, is there is academic preparation, experiential practice, supervised clinical supervision, and continued professional development. This is foundational to my own work. It's my own, also the development of my professional practice. So this idea of these multiple kinds of coaches and what they are, we need to understand, one, are they predicated on academic preparation, experience, and supervision? You'll see in another slide that you can literally buy a coaching certificate. Here's another piece of data for you, that these are some authors I follow, that the coaching industry in really pre-pandemic was about $15 billion, with about half of that in the United States alone. That's a significant market share. Also, the La Rosa, who is a significant author in the coaching industry, talks about, again, significant growth in the billions of dollars. So from an occupational choice, this is a very lucrative environment. The third bullet is troublesome, that over 500 training and certification programs worldwide, many of them you can buy a certification by just paying a fee. And what I have done is these various types I've mentioned before, I've gone on and attempted to go into their programs. For the majority of them, there's no program or standards whatsoever. And if so, you can fill out a form, give some experience, and you can buy a certification. Deeply troubling. That's why the ICU certifications and standards are critical. It's estimated that coaches' annual income is pretty significant. This is and in no way have these been fully researched and corroborated. However, I wanted to give you an idea. I can tell you in the United States, all of what I've just presented to you is everywhere. The market is getting crowded. However, those people who are certified by ICU, one of the other major certification agencies, have a much better chance of being successful.